My name is Zein Almaha Oweis, and I'm going to be talking about how to organize yourselves in your last year of your PhD. I'm going to give you some tricks that I feel are important that work for me, and then you can adapt to it. But also, I know a lot of people have their own ways to organize things. Start off, I'm Zain, or Z for short. I'm Jordanian, and you might know me as the person who sits on the fifth floor of the Ark with her fluffy companion, Mitch, who's in the picture. He is my guide dog, and we are actually coming up to 2 years as a partnership this November 1st. So if you are at the Ark or you do see us, do come say hi, but please don't distract him if he's in harness. My PhD focuses on disability representation in the Jordanian media. Fun fact about myself, I'm a coffeeholic. So shout out to all my coffee lovers. I'm always on the prowl for finding a new coffee spot to drink coffee. I think coffee is life. It fuels our work, I guess. I love to travel, and because I'm visually impaired, and I know in the future I might be losing more sight, as my disability has no cure. I want to see as much as I can of the world, so I love to travel. Fun fact about me, I'm a collector. I collect postcards and magnets from around the world. So if you are a fellow collector like myself, do put down what you collect in the chat. And, if anybody can point them out, you can say them out as well. Just, share what you guys collect. So, a quote that I really, really love and I live by is a place for everything and everything in its place. Benjamin Franklin said this. And, when you're organizing something, everything around your house, even in your thesis, has a place. So every word has a place in your sentence. Every sentence has a place in your paragraph. Every paragraph has a place in your chapter. Every chapter has a place in your thesis. And every thesis has a place in a PhD. And you can abide by this also in your in your personal life. Like, I have to make sure that my routine is also aligning with Mitch's routine because I have to take him out, I have to feed him, I have to walk him. And so knowing that helps me be more relaxed and be less stressed when it comes also to my PhD. I'm in my last year, and like I said this morning, I'm at the stage where I want to throw the laptop out of the window because sometimes you feel stressed because you sometimes get aggravated that things don't go into place. It's like a piece in a puzzle. When you're trying to look for a puzzle piece and you can't find it, yet you know which piece goes where. It also helps with mental health. I feel so relaxed and at ease when I have everything organized around the house, or even when I'm writing. Like, I come up with a schedule every week to know what I'm going to do during the week because your time is precious. We have 24 hours in the day. We need to make sure that we're using them in a precious way because today is what we have. We don't know what tomorrow brings, and the past is history. So I'm about to show you some things that I use in order to organize my presentations, organize my thesis, organize my time. And one of my favorite things to do is a mind map. I'm an arts and humanities student, and so I love mind maps. And you can do this on Canva or on Google, and I'm happy if anybody needs help in doing mind maps. I love them, and I can create them in seconds. And I love being creative. Yet it's funny enough that I don't see very well. Yet I love creativity and I love art. I have art in my blood because I come from a family of artists and creators. And this is just a simple mind map. It can be very simple. And you basically just need to put different things that you feel like are going to help you. Like, for example, I did a mind map for my literature review. And we all know the literature review can be very tedious. It can be a stressful chapter to write because you are looking at past research. And so what I did for my literature review is I made a mind map to put in all the different theories that I think are going to help me. However, in the end, I only had to use some. But another way a mind map can help you is when you're going for an interview. And I applied for an interview and for an internship at the University of Glasgow at the Research and Innovation Department. And I decided instead of, presenting a presentation, I'd give them a mind map. So I basically did the task as part of a mind map. I showed them the mind map and I took them through the mind map. So this is very detailed. This is another option of what you can do is you can make it as detailed as possible, or as I said, you can make it as simple as possible. It depends on how you want your mind map to look. And honestly, it doesn't need to be for anybody. It can just be for you. Another thing that I started doing is I started using sticky notes. So my living room became a detective's office. And I basically put my detective hat on and I tried to investigate what my chapters were going to say. And so each chapter got a different color of a sticky note. As you can see, so many colors. However, fun fact, I am colorblind. So this can cause a bit of difficulty. But colors help with memorization. And so whenever I looked at a certain color, I thought, okay, that's a contextual chapter. That's a literature review. That is a methodology. And thanks to a nifty technology called a color detector, I was able to place that remote control onto the sticky notes, and basically it would tell me the color. That way I memorized the voice. Because I'm visually impaired, I remember people by voice. So for example, I'm going to use this as an example. Sorry, Sasha. Sasha also sits in the Ark and he's on the 5th floor. So if I'm walking and he said, oh, hi, Zein, I know who he is by his voice because every person has a unique voice and a unique tone. And so basically I was able to use these sticky notes to write my notes for my conclusion. However, there are different types of organization techniques, and you don't need to make them as old-fashioned as possible. You can even use it on your computer. And so one of the things I like to do, and I hope, you guys have your own systems of organization, is I put things in certain files, different files, and I'm old school. So I like to print things out because it's more accessible. And each file is for each year of my PhD. I have also a file for GTA work. I have a file for, let's say, interviews and focus group testimonies. I even have a file for my consent forms. But also you can use this on your laptop for your files. I basically use a name, then I use an underscore, and then I put the year or the date. It depends on how you feel comfortable with your organization. And so these are certain things that you can do. Like, for example, for a chapter, I put a chapter, the name of the chapter, or the title of the chapter, underscore, date or time, or let's say year. And that's something that I learned from a nifty workshop that the university offers called structuring your dissertation or structuring your thesis. And it happens every semester. I've taken it now twice, and I'm going to take it again because it helps you structure not only your files, but also structure your thesis as well. Like, it will give you tips on what headers to use that the university uses. And I feel that eases the stress of me having to do that on my own because it's tedious. And when you don't see it, it becomes stressful. So, in conclusion, everything has its own place in your life, but also in your thesis and in organization. And once you have a specific thing in a specific place, things become very easy. And organization, it can be in any method or any type. What I shared is what works for me. You guys might have your own organization types, organization ways, and that fits you. It's not all size fits all. So, I mean, one size fits all, sorry. It's everything supposed to be organized to fit you, to suit you. And like I said, it will help you in your future. I know I'm going to be submitting next year. I want to be organized. I want to make sure that I have everything placed. So when I go into my Viva, hopefully next year, I have everything organized. I'm not going to be scattering around trying to look for certain things. And also it saves you stress, and it's a creative way to organize, your life, but also your thesis. Thank you. And this is Mitch, just to give you some joy in your life.